Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Sosana. I am 17 and I am a soon-to-be college freshman. Today I'm going to be sharing you my testimony. As you can tell by the title, I am going to share of how God had redeemed me and how he healed me from my sickness. And so it all started like first of all, it's been so long since I've made a YouTube video on my other channel. The last time that I posted it was like on March of 2020, like before the pandemic started. It was like on it was before March 2020, way back in January or February of 2020. I was in 8th grade at that time. And like after the pandemic hit, things started to get, like, I don't even know how to say it. Things were hard for me, like post-pandemic. So I'm going to be sharing you my testimony of how God has helped me throughout my senior year. So it all started last summer. My family and I, it's like the last time I went to Ethiopia was on July 2nd. From July 2nd until August 8th, we stayed there for 4 weeks. And like during that time, I ate everything, but I still had some problems with my stomach. Even when I was in Ethiopia, I had a lot of problems with my digestion. So it was after we came back from Ethiopia, then things started to get worse and worse. And it was the beginning of senior year, and we had to I had to prepare for senior year and for my school supplies. I'm getting ready for, I got ready for my classes, and everything was all right after we came back from Ethiopia. So like after August 8th, 2023, everything was fine. Everything was normal. And like, I was reading, I was relaxed, and like nothing was going on with me right after we came back from Ethiopia. And then like the first day of school started on August 21st, 2023. And I was like, the first day of school on August 21st, it was like upsetting for me because I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. It's like, there's so much going on right now. It's a lot of stress. But then day by day, I've gotten through it. And then all I had to do was take it one step at a time. I had to take like one day at a time. And I had to like focus on what I'm doing in the present. That's all I had to do. And senior year was extremely hard for me. Like when you're like a senior in high school, you have so many priorities to do. You've got grades, academics, college applications, scholarships, financial aid, etc., etc. And like, it's a lot of stress. And then Labor Day weekend was from September 1st through the 4th. And like from September 6th to the 12th, that's where tragedy struck for me. It was terrible for me. It was like from September 6th to the 11th. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like the most unbelievable thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. Like, man, I don't even know. Okay. It all started on September. It's like, how it happened was that, so on September 6th, on Wednesday, September 6th. It it was a it was Wednesday, September 6th. The time was at around 12:45 p.m. And I was in my bed and I laid down. I was shivering. My whole body was shivering. And I tried to calm down. Like, I tried to, like, set a timer for 25 minutes to calm myself down. But then it just got worse and worse. And so I had a lot of problems with my stomach and my chest. And I got up out of my bed. I was still shivering. And so my mom and I called 911, and the ambulance from Innova Alexandria Hospital came. They came here and they checked my heart rate, and they said, oh, her heart rate is normal, but I still had some problems. And so we had to go look for an urgent care. So the first place that we went to was in Kaiser Permanente in Potomac Yard, and we were asking if they had like urgent care there. They said they said that they didn't have urgent care, and so we had to like go to another Kaiser Permanente in Tyson's Corner. But that was when we had to actually go to Tyson's Corner, because they had an urgent care there. And so we went there. It was like a drive for about a half an hour. And I stayed at the hospital for I stayed there for 5 hours. And like, I had to do like a lot of tests. There was urine sample, some blood tests, an EKG. Like, they had to check and monitor like the activity of my heart. They had to check my heart rate, and I had to do a lot of x-rays. I had to do x-rays on my chest and my stomach. And I went back to the room. I went back to the hospital room, and I laid at that bed, and my heart rate was like increasing because I was nervous. And I stayed at the hospital for 5 hours, and every time that I would get so nervous, my heart rate would start to increase. It's like, I would get so nervous every single time. And I prayed. Like, I was gonna pray out loud, but I couldn't, because I still had some problems. Like, I couldn't pray out loud with my mouth. All I had to do was like text to myself like a prayer journal. And I already prayed that prayer. It was at around 4 p.m. And then even after I prayed that prayer, I was still nervous. My heart rate was still increasing. And so I had to like listen to lo-fi music. As soon as that music started playing, I was relaxed, I was calm, and my heart rate was normal. And so I just got my prayer answered, and everything was normal. Everything was all right. My heart rate was normal. Everything, like all the test results from all of the samples they had a lot of positive results. Everything was all right. Everything was fine. Even my heart rate was normal. But the nurse, she told me, and she said that I had constipation. There's still some problems with my stomach. You know, I had like constipation. And so I had to take some medicine. I had to take like Tylenol and Advil. So like, before that even happened, we left the hospital at 7:30 a.m. We went to Panera Bread, and I got like sandwich. I got like a sandwich and some chips. And then after that happened, we went back home, and I still had some problems. And like, all I had to take was some medicine. I had to take Advil and Tylenol and NyQuil, I think. And I didn't feel any better. Like, I hoped that I would like go to school. I hoped that I could like go to school either on September 8th or the 11th, but I still wasn't feeling well. So that led me to what happened on Thursday, September 7th, 2023, when I stayed at home. The entire day I was staying at home. But like I had to like work on some school assignments from some of my classes because I didn't want to be left behind. I didn't want to be left behind, so I had to work on some school assignments. And then Friday, September 8th, 2023, it was like way early in the morning before the sun would even rise. It was at around 2:43, like even it was at around midnight. I still had a lot of problems with my heart rate. My heart rate started to increase as I was sleeping. It was increasing. And so the first place that we went to was the Nova Alexandria Hospital, just like near Francis C. Hammond Middle School. My heart rate was increasing, and like I had to do like a COVID test, and like they would like put the cotton swab on my nose, and they had to test like I had to do like a COVID test, and I didn't even flinch, not once, and the result was a negative. So that was a good news. That was excellent. It was excellent. The positive was like the result shows that it was negative, so that is an excellent news. And we stayed there from 12:43 till 2:43 p.m. and I like that, like at around 2:43 a.m., 2:30 a.m. sorta, that was when I started praying, and I asked God to heal me and to make my heart rate normal. I asked God to heal my heart, and He did. I got my prayers answered. So we stayed at home, and then at the same day was when we had to like go to the hospital for my dad's surgery procedure for his kidneys, because like my dad was ill. He just ate that peanut butter that was expired, and he threw up in the bathroom. He wasn't feeling well as well. And like he had a lot of problems with his kidneys, and so we stayed at the hospital from 11 a.m. to 2:50 p.m. But at 2:19 p.m. I threw up in the waiting room. I threw up at the waiting room. That was crazy. Like I threw up. Even before I went to the bathroom, like I threw up. And then everybody was checking on me, and they were like, "Oh, are you okay? Are you all right?" And that was like a good thing for me. It was a good thing it was like a good thing. And people wanted to check on me to see if I was okay. And that's so nice of them. That was so nice for them to do that. That was so nice for them to check up on me. Because they're sweet. They're nice. I like that. And like, I went to the bathroom, and I was in there for about a few minutes, and like I drank water for 2 minutes. I had to wait for another 2 minutes every time, just to like not throw up again. But then after that happened, I ate the cookie and I felt better. Okay. Saturday, September 9th, 2023, we stayed at home. And then after that happened, we went to Residence Inn Marriott. And then on Sunday, September 10th, we went to the Virginia Hospital Center in Arlington, and I had to go through the same procedure, same sample tests, and I went I had to go through an MRI scan for my whole body, especially my stomach and my urine and my chest, especially also including my head. And so I went through that MRI scan, and I went by a wheelchair, and because I couldn't walk, and I was a patient, and so I was a patient, so I couldn't I could not walk because I was stuck in a wheelchair. And I went back to the bed, and then I stayed there, and I had to do some blood tests, and just throughout this whole time I still I had problems with my stomach, and the problem was that I didn't eat too much. That was why I had constipation, because I had problems with eating foods. I'm sorry, it's so hot in here. That's why I'm sweating, because it's hot and I'm sweating. Damn. Anyways, as I was saying, I had problems with my stomach because I couldn't eat anything at all. And so all I had to do was I drank some castor oil, which soothes out my stomach so perfectly. And then everything was it was back to normal. On Monday, September 11th, I went back to school. Everything was normal. I was fine. Everything was normal. And then on Tuesday, September 12th, we celebrated Enkultatas, Ethiopian New Year. And throughout the rest of my senior year, everything went smooth, everything was fine, even though there were a lot of things I had to go through. It's homework assignments and quizzes, tests, club meetings, and scholarships. A lot of stress I had to go throughout my senior year. But overall, I made it. I made it through. And had it not been for what God has done for me, had he not delivered me, had he not healed me, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And I am a testimony. That is my testimony. And that's why I'm here to let y'all know that nothing is impossible for God to do. Nothing is too hard for God to handle. There is no person that God cannot save. There is nothing that God cannot do, because nothing is too hard for him. He is the God of the impossible. He is the God of our situations, and anything that you're going through right now, he will help you, and he will lift you up, and he will give you courage and strength. And that's the thing about God, is that he redeems us time after time. And God can do anything. He can do anything. He knows what we're going through. And whatever we're facing, whatever the circumstances may be, God is right there in the midst of our circumstances, and he can heal us and restore our health. Because again, nothing is too hard for God to handle. If he can do it for me, then he can do it for you too. You just gotta ask God for healing and restoration, and he will do it. He will do what he said he will do, and he never breaks his promises. And I love how Jeremiah prayed that prayer in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 14, where it says, "Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved." It's I had that prayer instilled in my mind when I was at that hospital on September 6th. And I already had that verse down. After I prayed that prayer in my notes on my phone, and I'm so grateful for what God has done for me. And again, nothing is too hard for him to handle because he is the God of the impossible. And even though with man, this seems impossible, but with God, all things are possible. All things are possible with him. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope this has blessed you so much and this has touched you. If you really enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you wouldn't miss an update every time I post a new video. And that's about it for today. I'll see you guys in my next video, but until then, stay blessed.